chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. And inside, a towering 7-footer, maybe the most imposing big man in the game. All-star center, Andrew Bynum. Then it's Alonzo G. And it's Thompson into the power forward. And looking at the Raptors, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. And at the 5, the 5th overall pick in the 2011 draft, a fleet-footed 6'11" big man out of Lithuania, Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Rudy Gay, and it's Johnson in at the 4 spot.
Well, his shot blocking is always a factor, guys. That presence around the rim defensively just changes the whole picture strategically.
You know, that's exactly right. And what also comes to mind with him is his persistence on the offensive board. His second chance points always add up. Well, a front office shakeup this offseason for the Toronto Sauruses. The Raptors spent big money to attract the executive of the year, and there was definitely some turnover as people were let go and fresh faces were hired on.
Here's Irving. Sinks that one from the post.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Back to Lowry. The feed to DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. DeRozan's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And you know, with the new leadership here in Toronto, perhaps a change for the better for a team that's only made the playoffs, Steve, 5 times in its 18-year history.
The new general manager is very well respected around the league. He's done a great job in Denver, and now a chance to turn this Toronto franchise around. And remember, Kevin, this is one of the best fan bases in the NBA. These fans love their team. I think this is kind of a sleeping giant here.
Here's Thompson. That's good.
You gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Lowry against Irving. Tipped away. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Irving's got the ball, and that one's good. Irving's got his second basket of the night. Cleveland on defense. Here's DeRozan. Makes it off the glass.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Johnson kicks to Lowry. And again, it's Toronto converting.
And you see Dwayne Casey on the sidelines for Toronto. You know, he was the architect of the defense in Dallas when they won the championship back in 2011. So, much-deserved job for him here in Toronto. And I think he'll have plenty of success. Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And that defense in Dallas that Dwayne Casey developed as an assistant. Liberal use of zone defenses, Steve, and it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it was great for the personnel that the Mavs had, but it was a very innovative zone, kind of a hybrid zone, like a switching man-to-man type thing, like almost like a college matchup zone that you see. And I think we're going to see more and more teams, Kevin, playing zones as the NBA continues to evolve. More and more teams playing smaller, running more, playing shooters all over the floor. So zones do make sense, and Coach Casey really is at the forefront of that trend.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
It was a great dunk, and also a great game we've got here.
And so here's Toronto, following the score by Cleveland, and stolen by Bennett. Here's Waiters, hammers it home to polish off the break. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
Yeah, this could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Bennett dishes to Jack.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
The Cavaliers shooting their first foul shots of the night here. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejao. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Hansbrough. Augustine passes to Hansbrough. Here's Ross. Connects from 3-point range. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Jack, here we go.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hey, guys, as you know, Anthony Bennett was the #1 pick in the NBA draft. At 6'7", he can rebound like a power forward and shoot like a guard. But what's his best position? Bennett said, quote, I feel that playing the stretch 4 is an advantage for me because I'm quicker than most power forwards. I can shoot the ball well. Everybody said I'm a tweener, but I dominated college my only year. I scored inside out, rebounded well, and helped my teammates. And guys, with players like LeBron and Carmelo Anthony having great success playing as skilled power forwards, it's a great mold for Bennett.
An intriguing young talent. Thanks.
It looked to me as though the Cavs seemed to take a step backwards last year in their development. It wasn't that they lost any players. They just failed to take the next step in terms of competing in the Eastern Conference.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And during the timeout, both coaches get a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. And so important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody but throws down off the coast-to-coast drive. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stretch for the Raptors?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
1:36 left now here in the second. And it's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. Shot from the inbound. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by Thompson. Waiters got his second bucket of the game to go. For Toronto, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field.
It took a while for Dion Waiters to find his way in the NBA, but after about half the season, he really started to grow with the Cavs. Showed a lot of that potential as he put forth a much more efficient effort in the second half. Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
And DeRozan kicks to Hansbrough. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Verajao. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's DeRozan, rejected by Waiters. Now here is Verajao, guarded closer. And Waiters, a strong-bodied combo guard, taken 4th overall Clark in the 2012 draft out of Syracuse.
And you know, he's drawn some Dwayne Wade comparisons for his slashing and finishing ability, and I can understand it, but hold up, folks. Don't get carried away with that yet. But I love what Waiters showed in his rookie year. He's got some playmaking ability, has active hands defensively, first-team all-rookie. He's going to be a key part of the Cavs going forward. Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
And so he makes both from the line. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, and it is bad, it was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep. And the Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with.
Thompson misses. And here's Lowry. Poke loose. Stolen by Waiters.
And, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast. I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
The Cavaliers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
They have a very average shooting team in terms of the free throw line, about 76% a year ago.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Lowry for 3. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Cavaliers.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. And the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Sharon Jack with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, what a remarkable half, the way he attacked the rim and scored in the paint. Defenders, they were trying to slow him down any way possible, but he still got through.
Easier said than done when he's the penetrator. His speed and agility make him extremely hard to defend.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, Toronto has usually been on the wrong end of free agency in the past, but DeMar DeRozan doesn't understand it. He says of Toronto, quote, "It's a great city. It's really diverse. The culture's great. The fan base is great. They might not be getting any big free agents, but DeMar might be working on that, guys."
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, Tristan Thompson out of the University of Texas, only played a year there, is a long, bouncy, active young man. Tremendous potential, especially defensively. His feet are quick, and he does a nice job defending pick and rolls. Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Knocks it loose. With the lead pass. And Dion Waiters the bucket on the assist by Thompson. And that's now 6 points for Dion Waiters. Well, Clark, you mentioned Thompson's improvement offensively. Shot better from the field and the free throw line last season.
Yeah, he sure did. Great strides in year 2, fulfilling the promise that the Cavs taken with the 4th pick in the 2011 draft. They've got to be excited to see just how far he's come.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
Wow, are they moving the ball right now? They look good.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Aaron Gray's checked in for Toronto. Hansbrough comes in for Amir Johnson. Raptors trail by 8.
Well, one of the struggles for a young team is figuring out how to win on the road. And winning on the road is not just execution, it's preparation and mindset. And young teams struggle to put that together, and the Cavs were certainly a team that struggled with that.
Feeds it to DeRozan. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. With the Cavaliers being young was a big problem, and not having much luck with injuries was another. But, Steve, it can be tough to score points when you're on the road, and they struggle with that in a big way.
Well, they would end up in the bottom 5 in scoring last year while on the road, and that did them no favors. You know, defense, I mean, that was another issue. They couldn't stop anybody. So you combine bad offense, bad defense, going on the road, you're in some trouble.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Bynum. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. And DeRozan kicks to low. Here's Gray, and nothing is falling for him right now. The Cavaliers have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. It's stolen by DeRozan. Fast break, Toronto. Gray, that's good. Gray's got his second basket of the night.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
Takes it up with both hands and rips it down. Like some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Three-pointer, Lowry. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. 23 seconds left to play here in the third. Irving drives in. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Oh, trying for it. It's stolen by Hansbrough. Here's DeRozan. And it's blocked by G. They get it back. That's good. Hansbrough's got 7 points in the game. Here's Irving. Tries to save it. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Can't get it to fall. And we've reached the end of the third. Cavaliers up. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Cavaliers.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too. This guy knows how to get it done. He knows what he's doing out there. A nice job from the three-point line this half.
Thompson with the bucket.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And it's G finishing it off.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to wait around for any help on that break.
That was a one-man job all the way, Steve. He knew what to do with it and when.
They get it back. Goes back up. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. And Cleveland making a change here. Bynum's checked in. Goes up off the inbound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
What a performance. Just look at the game for DeRozan. 16 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect, Clark.
And he can't hit the second.
This is the story of the game, really. I mean, you can't expect to win in this league when you can't hit your free throws. I mean, that's a must. You're a pro. You got to be able to knock down your free throws. How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
That is good.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Waiters dishes to Bynum. Post shot. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
It's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
That free throw good from Bynum. 1:43 left in the game. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Cleveland. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Here's Waiters. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
No, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Well, the points count, but I wouldn't bet the defense rushes out to prevent another shot attempt from out there. That's way out there.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Free throw, good. Waiters. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Raptors trail by 11. And it's Lowry penetrating. That's good.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're leading by 9. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the fourth. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to the team. He said, no time to waste, fellas. We've got to pick it up right now if we're going to make a comeback and try to win this thing. Let's go all out. Back to you.
Such a solid performance for them inside. The rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Jack, here we go. Here's Bennett. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
It's stolen by Hansbrough. Fast break Toronto. Here's Day. Blocked. Second shot opportunity. Hansbrough, that's good. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The Cavaliers have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. And that one's good by Clark. And the Cavaliers lead by 9.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Here's Varejao. No luck. Solid defense right there from Gray. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Jack for 3. Can't connect. So we see the Cavaliers get the win here. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.